Okay, so I wasn't really sure how to start this video because it's kind of complicated and there's a lot of things to explain, but I'm just gonna go for it. Okay. All right. So this is the first account that I got to Onyx on Halo Infinite. I've played 4 accounts in total. Most of them are somewhere between Diamond and Onyx right now, and I'm just gonna explain how I think the ranking system currently works. Okay. So as you can see, everybody has a CSR rating. This is just a website called Halo Tracker. You can look at your profile and all your stats for it. It's a third-party website, but it seems to work fine for me and a lot of other people. So this is your rank, and you have a CSR, which represents your number, which also represents your rank, okay? Now, what people don't seem to get is that behind this, there's another number, which I'm going to be calling MMR, okay? Matchmaking rating, and that's going to be hidden. You can't see that. I can't see that. Nobody can see that. Only probably the people at 343 can see that, okay? And how the game is working behind the scenes is that your MMR will relate to a rank, and over time, the game is going to try and pull your in-game rank, like Onyx or Diamond, towards your MMR. So if you've got an MMR which would be representative of an Onyx player, but you're in Diamond, when you win games, you're going to rank up even more because the game thinks that your matchmaking rating is Onyx and it'll pull you towards that rank. Now, most people are probably a bit confused by this. So what does that mean? Well, in a lot of games with matchmaking rating, what the system tries to do is find your skill level in about 100 games typically, okay? So when you've just done your placements and you first start out on your account in your first 10, 20 games, if you win, you'll go up a lot more, and if you lose, you'll go down a lot more. It's because at that point, your matchmaking rating, I'm going to use this word volatile, okay? So you can go up a large amount, or you can lose a large amount. And the more matches you play, the less volatile your matchmaking rating is going to be. And the closer to 100 games and past that, like the more games you play, the system is going to be more sure of itself that you're at the rank that it thinks you're at. Okay? Now, how does this work in just general principle and how everyone's leveling up and stuff like that? Okay, so let's say you've just done your placement games and you did very well, and you've been placed straight away in Diamond 1, which has happened to me on a few of my accounts. At that point, the game probably thinks that you're probably an Onyx player if you've been placed in Diamond 1 straight away. And over your next, say, games up until about 100 games that you've played, if you win, you'll go up a lot more, and you'll hardly lose any, until your matchmaking rating equals your in-game rank, okay? So if you start losing a lot, or you start doing very badly, your matchmaking rating is going to fall very quickly, and your rank will then start to match your matchmaking rating. The more games you've played, the less points you're going to gain as well, because you're going to be closer to your matchmaking rating. So that's why you see a lot of people who are in Onyx, or people who, whatever rank they are, maybe they've played like 200 or 300 ranked games. Maybe they'll win a game, and quite strongly, but they'll only gain 3 points. And some of these people are like, why have I only gained 3 points? I had the most kills, I had the most score. Well, that's because over time, the system already thinks that you're at the rank you're meant to be. So overperforming or underperforming in the odd 1 or 2 games isn't really going to affect your rating because it's been averaged over a long period of time. Okay, hopefully that explains like the core concept of how this hidden MMR is, how we're all being pulled from the hidden MMR to our actual in-game rank over a period of time. Now I want to talk about how you actually rank up quickly and how you're going to gain the most points per game, because it's a bit different. In a lot of games, and especially in past Halos, it was just win or loss. If you win, you go up. If you lose, you go down. It's a bit different here, okay? So I'm going to just scroll down here to my match history to help trying to explain this. Okay, so this is the last game I played on this account, just a few days ago. And as you can see here on this website, it tells you what place you came in the game. Now, what that means is out of every player on both teams, your score, like what number out of all 8 players was your score. So here I had the best score on both teams, so it's told me I was the first player in this game. this game here, for example, where it says 5th, I must have been the 5th player. So out of all 8, my score was the 5th best in that game. Now, as I said, I've played 4 different accounts so far, and from what I've been able to tell from my own experience is if you come first or second, specifically those first or second, you're more likely to gain a very large amount of points at the end of the game, especially if your MMR is volatile, okay? If you played hundreds of games already and you come first, it's not really going to mean that much. But if you're in your first 100 games and you come in first in lots of them, you're going to be jumping up huge chunks of your bar. Maybe like someone who's in this category right now, you're in your first 100 games and you're winning a lot and you come in first in a lot of your games, you might be jumping up like 20, 30, even 40 CSR per game if you're doing this in your first 100 games, okay? And that's kind of like what I was doing on this account, because I think I only played about 50 games on this account, and I already got to Onyx because I was consistently winning and coming first on the scoreboard. Okay, so I think that hopefully explains the likelihood of you gaining points and losing points. Okay, so I'm going to just continue this actually. So if you lose a game and you still come first or second, you're not going to rank down most likely, okay? Like, you might rank down a little bit, but you're probably not going to lose too much, okay? Especially if you're in the volatile section, you probably won't lose any at all, okay? That goes for if you lose as well, and if you lose and you're top of the leaderboard, you're probably not going down. But if you win and you're the bottom player, you're probably not going to go up at all. If you're not in the top 4 or 5 players and you win, you're probably going to gain no points. You might gain like 1 point, 2 points, maybe nothing, okay? So hopefully that answers the question for a lot of people who say, oh, I won the game, blah, 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 but I didn't gain anything. Okay, so that is why, because your score compared to the other players wasn't good enough, okay? And what this game is doing is, it's basically saying, like, let's take the rank of every player here, and we're going to compare your score with the scores of the other players, and we're going to compare your ranks. So let's say I'm like Diamond 2 or Diamond 2 MMR, and this guy here was Onyx. The game is going to go, oh, you're Diamond 2 and this guy's Onyx, and you've got much higher score than him. And it's going to compare you to the other 7 players in your game, and that's how it's trying to compare everyone constantly, saying, did you do better than this guy at this rank? Did you do better than this guy? Were you the reason that your team won, or were you the reason that your team lost? And these are the kind of questions that the system's probably asking itself behind the scenes, okay? Okay, the final thing I want to just touch on quickly is how some people are able to boost pretty fast in this game, and I'm going to talk about that now. Some people are playing on their main account in Onyx and High Diamond, and they're queuing with somebody who's in Gold, Silver, even Platinum, and what happens is most of the players in the lobby then are going to be averaged between the 2 ranks. So if I'm queuing on an account that's say Diamond 6 or Onyx, and I'm queuing with a friend who's in Gold, most players are probably going to be around Plat 6, Diamond 1. Now, the game is going to think that this is a fair matchup, and I'm most likely, as a Diamond 6 player or an Onyx player in that game, to be top of the leaderboard, get the highest score, highest stats, and then when the game's over, I'm going to gain a huge chunk of CSR, and I'm going to go up quite quickly. And a lot of people are doing this, and it definitely works. I've tried it myself. I have a few friends who were very low rank. I played a few games with them, and I was going up huge chunks of a bar, and very easily getting first in every single match that I was playing. So that's how some people are abusing this system right now. It's definitely something that can be done. However, I would say if there's normally like an Onyx player on one team, they normally put like one Onyx player on the other team, and then everybody else is kind of in between. Like, so overall, I think it's definitely easier to queue with a low ranking player because of the way that it counts your score rather than just win or loss. Okay, hopefully this video hasn't been confusing and people understand what I've been saying. If you've got any more questions, please write them in the comments down below, and I will try to answer them as quickly as possible. Okay, that's all from me, guys. I don't want to make this video too long, so thanks for watching. Have a good day. Merry Christmas, and peace, light.